I chose Aaron Hernandez as my case this month.
I think it's a good choice.
How much do you know of Aaron?
I remember when he played for the Patriots, and I remember what happened after he played for the Patriots.
Do you remember everything?
I don't know as much as you.
Yeah,
I will
well.
say that. That's. But I know a little bit about the case, but I have not. I knew what you were doing. I did not.
Yeah, I know.
Independently
Good.
research
Oh,
this,
yeah.
Yeah, no.
We don't need you smarting me
I'm
here.
not gonna outsmart you. No worries.
Yeah, no, this is one of those cases where as you start digging, although I think we've said that about all the cases that we've
case.
worked on, just when you thought you knew
Yep.
what it was about and what happened, there's way more to the story.
There's always a different tangent that it takes, and you got to go down that rabbit hole in this one.
And then I try to predict what everyone's going to ask.
Yes.
So I'm like, well, if I was an audience member,
Well, what would I ask?
what would I be interested in? And
I guess we'll see.
I guess we will see.
I'm excited.
Sounds like a challenge. Okay. All right. I'm going to take you on a wild ride.
Great.
There's going to be a lot to unpack.
Okay.
I have 8 pages of notes. Does that scare anybody?
Yeah, just remember, we do close at 9:00 tonight.
Okay.
So, okay.
All right.
Just putting that out there.
Okay. All right. There's just a lot.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Anyone else familiar with Aaron Hernandez? Okay. Have you watched the documentaries? Oh, all right. You guys,
I feel like I saw something. Was there something on HBO?
There's a lot.
Okay, maybe. I don't
there's
know.
there's a lot of stuff out there.
Well, maybe it's just news coverage of when things.
Yeah,
happening.
probably. Okay. All right, so let's get in it. So I made my presentation look more like a timeline.
Love it.
So you get to see kind of where things happen and the downfall, if you will,
Okay.
of where we're headed. So Aaron is born on November 6, 1989 in Bristol, Connecticut. Down here, you'll see here is a picture of his father. His father is named Dennis. He is of Puerto Rican descent. He works as a school janitor. His mother, Terry, is a school secretary, and she's of Italian descent. Mm-hmm. And then he has an older brother, DJ. That's him here.
Okay.
His name is actually Dennis
Jr.
Jonathan
Okay.
Jr.,
Okay.
so they call him DJ. And Dennis was a local sports hero. He went to Bristol Central just like both of his sons.
Okay.
He went to University of Connecticut, was a star football player. And so he kind of made a name for himself. You can say then that Aaron grew up in a sport-focused family. There was a lot of attention given to sports. Aaron actually played more than just football. He was also a track star and a basketball star.
Oh, okay.
So he was very gifted.
Yeah. Well, he was pretty fast, right? He was like a wide receiver.
Yeah, it's funny
And-
when I see videos of him running around just when he was playing high school football. He was a big, tall kid.
He was a big. Yeah, I can imagine.
My son Alex is like this, and he hangs out with a friend that's like this. That's exactly what it looked like when Aaron was running around on the field.
Yeah.
He looked like he was an adult running around. So his father also coached some youth sports, coached his kids, but he was also a strict and dominant figure. There was some physical abuse there. There's constant fighting between the parents. They actually were married, they divorced, and then they remarried, a lot of back and forth. Later, much, much later, it was discovered that there was some sexual abuse in the family by a teenage boy.
Friend of the family or something? Or?
Yeah, it sounded like it was at a babysitter's house, and there was another boy there who pressured Aaron into things.
Gotcha.
So I will say, though, Aaron really looked up to his dad, really wanted to please his father, and just wanted to make him proud.
Did his dad play professional football?
No, he played football at university.
College?
Yeah, University at Connecticut.
Yep.
So Aaron was a star athlete then at Bristol Central High School. There was one documented concussion there. You'll see that there's a theme developing.
Okay.
And he caught the attention of scouts from all over.
Sure.
So his father wanted him to attend the same college he did.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, DJ was attending UConn as well. And Aaron verbally promised the college that he was going to go there.
Ooh.
So then we jump to January 6th, 2006. His father ends up dying from complications of a hernia surgery. So they actually cut one of his arteries.
Oh my gosh.
And he died from sepsis a few days later.
Oh.
So it was like a routine surgery.
I was going to say that's a pretty normal surgery that people have. That's tragic.
Yeah.
It's too bad.
So Aaron was 16 years old when this happens. And people often cite this as the major emotional turning point in his life. So Aaron would often party with his teammates. He would do that when his father was alive, and his father tried to stay on top of him, discipline him. But of course, then the partying got even worse after his father passed away. So there's a lot of drinking, there's a lot of smoking marijuana. It didn't help when his mother started an affair with Aaron's cousin's husband.
Say that again.
Yeah, I
So,
know.
wait,
Aaron's cousin's husband. I'm not sure.
his mom starts an affair with Aaron's cousins. Okay.
Yeah, so Aaron has a favorite cousin.
Okay.
She's an older cousin.
Okay.
And then her husband and his mom get together.
Okay. Gotcha.
And apparently at a basketball game when Aaron's playing, there's like this loud shouting match in the crowd between the two women.
Oh.
That's never a good thing. So he spent more and more time then at his cousin Tanya's house. This is Tanya, the older cousin. He really looked up to her. He kind of saw her as a maternal,
Like a mother figure.
yeah, as a mother figure. However, at that house, there was a lot of drug activity going on. So, her friends only encouraged criminal behavior and a lot of gang-like activities. So it wasn't the best environment for him, but he also didn't like being at home with his mother.
Yeah.
So he first began dating his future fiancee, Cheyenne Jenkins, during high school as well. So you'll see her later.
Okay.
And just to give you an idea about what a superstar player he was, as a senior football player, he was Connecticut's Gatorade Football Player of the Year.
Wow.
After making 67 receptions for 807 yards and 24 touchdowns on offense and 72 tackles, 12 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, 2 fumble recoveries, and 4 blocked kicks on defense.
Wow.
He
could play offense or defense.
Oh, yeah. He was really gifted. He could play multiple positions.
Yeah.
He was also a U.S. Army All-American, and he broke state records. So that's what I mean. All the scouts are looking at this guy. Recruiters began showing up at his door, including the University of Florida. So remember, he already verbally promised UConn that he was going to attend their school. And then Aaron decided he wanted to attend the university after touring the campus and locker room. So he just fell in love with the fact that the Gators are a championship team.
Yeah.
If you want to go to the NFL,
Yeah.
you better go to University of Florida.
A lot of people who play for University of Florida end up in the NFLs.
So Urban Meyer, who is who was the coach, I don't think he's
Urban.
there anymore.
He's not. I don't think so.
Okay. Urban Meyer is the coach of the Florida Gators. He ends up visiting Bristol Central School and convinces his high school principal to allow Aaron to leave before graduation in January of 2007. So he wasn't really set to graduate until, June? He talks him into letting him leave in January so he can get down to Florida and start learning the playbook.
Wow.
So Aaron is only 17 years old when he leaves for University of Florida, which is very young.
Yes.
If you think about it.
I agree.
So then we're jumping to his freshman year at Florida in 2007. He's still smoking weed. He was able to pass most of the drug tests, except for one. I don't know how much you know about drug tests in football or in college sports, but generally they do it once a year, and generally you know when it is. So you just hold off. You just hold off on smoking some weed. Then you're all set for a year. In April of 2007, so now we're starting to get into some of the criminal activity. Aaron was at a local bar called The Swamp. It's a campus area nightclub. And here, college football players are often treated like celebrities. They often have their drinks covered by the bar or other patrons of the bar. However, the bartender insisted that Aaron pay for his drinks, probably because he was a freshman.
Yeah.
Just a guess. They got into dispute, and Aaron allegedly sucker punched him in the head, rupturing the man's eardrum.
Yikes.
Tim Tebow. You know Tim Tebow?
I don't know him personally, but I know
okay.
him. Yeah.
Okay. So he was the quarterback for the team.
Yes.
So he was able to help break up the fight. So police were called. They investigated the incident. The injury was actually serious enough to potentially support a felony charge.
Yikes.
And so the victim initially wanted to press charges, but later asked that they be dropped, saying that he had been contacted by the legal staff from the University of Florida. No formal charges, were filed. Instead, there might have been a financial settlement that happened behind the scenes.
So the school maybe settled with them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. This incident led to claims that the University of Florida and coach Urban Meyer enabled or covered up violent behavior by players to protect the team's image. So now let's go to September 30th, 2007. So we're still in the same year. So something else happens. We're not really quite sure on Aaron's involvement in this, though. So Aaron and, I wonder if you'll know these names, Pouncey twins?
No.
So we have Mike Pouncey and Marquise Pouncey. They actually both, I think, play in the NFL now.
Oh, do they really?
I believe
I'm
so.
going to have to look them up.
Are you going to do that right now?
Maybe.
Okay. And Reggie Nelson, do you know Reggie Nelson?
I feel like
At the time, he was a former Florida Gator and then a rookie for the Jacksonville
What was his
Jaguars. Reggie Nelson.
Reggie Nelson. No, I don't. But...
So you have a whole crew of them. They attend a nightclub in Gainesville called The Venue. And Aaron told Reggie Nelson that one of the twins had his necklace snatched by this person named Randall Kaysen. So at the end of the night, they get together. They say, we don't want any trouble. They all left on good terms, or so we think.
Okay.
So the two men and a friend of theirs left the nightclub. So this is Randall Kaysen and Corey Smith. They left with friends of theirs. They were in the car. They stopped at a light blocks away when their vehicle was fired upon. So Corey Smith, he was 28 years old at the time, was sitting in the front passenger seat, was shot in the back of the head.
Oh, my God.
Justin Glass, 19-year-old driver, was shot in the arm. Randy Kaysen, who was involved with the whole necklace thing, he was sitting in the back seat behind Smith. He was unharmed. So several witnesses told police that the shooter was a black male, and Kaysen said there were two suspects. So Kaysen told police that the shooter was Hawaiian or Hispanic male who had a large muscular build, stood about 6'3" or 6'4", weighed about 230 or 240 pounds, and had a lot of tattoos. Kaysen said that there was also a black male with the shooter, and Kaysen identified the black male as Reggie Nelson.
Okay.
However, because of the conflicting witness descriptions and the lack of physical or forensic evidence, the case against Aaron fell apart, and against Reggie Nelson. No one to this day has been charged or convicted of the crime.
So was there one death and one?
No, everyone survived.
Even the guy who was shot in the head?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He still has seizures to this day.
Yeah, I'm surprised he survived. I'm glad.
Yes. They all survived, but again, no one has ever been charged with the crime. All right, so I think this slide actually has a lot of success stories to it, so there's really nothing bad on here. So that's good. So 2008, Aaron wins the BCS National Championship with the Gators. 2009, he won the John Mackey Award as the nation's top tight end. He also declares for the NFL draft.
Yeah.
Another thing to know about Aaron, he never graduated college either.
So he didn't graduate from high school. He didn't get a degree.
Right.
And he didn't graduate because he was at college for 2 years, and then he declared for the draft. So he got there in 2007, and then 2009 he declares.
Well, he entered the 2010 draft.
Oh, 2000. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But people are saying that Urban Meyer really actively encouraged him to leave the University of Florida due to behavioral issues. So it was almost like he was really pushing him out.
Yeah.
Because he was still smoking weed.
Yeah,
I
getting in
know
trouble.
people were frustrated with him. Yeah, he was getting in trouble. Meyer allegedly described Aaron as a player who lied to beat the system. Like, just to get what he wanted, he was able to kind of figure a way around the rules. So in 2010, like I said, he declared for the draft. He was drafted by the New England Patriots in the 4th round.
Okay.
That is actually pretty high, pretty high number.
Yeah. I mean,
considering what a successful
I would have
athlete
thought
was.
he would go higher, but maybe his behavioral issue, maybe that.
Am I saying that wrong? Because as you count up, right?
No, the first round is the best round, right? So
No, I meant the number. Oh, I thought each player had a different number.
they do. So I think there's 26 people that'll get drafted in the first round,
Yeah.
and then they'll go to the second round, third
Yeah.
round,
And
fourth
so
round,
what
fifth
are they
round.
numbered?
They'll be like, so somebody in the second round might be like the 58th pick in the draft.
That's what I mean. So as
Yeah.
you go up in rounds, you go up.
The better you are, the better you. So if you're the first round pick,
No, I know.
you're the
So,
best player.
yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're in the 4th round,
Yeah.
there was some questions there.
Yeah. Although Tom Brady, I believe, was in the 6th round. So You never know what you're going to get.
That's true.
Yes.
So it was because of behavioral
Yeah.
issues. A lot of teams avoided Aaron Hernandez. Urban Meyer had also warned at least one NFL team not to draft him, saying he was emotionally immature.
Yeah.
But you can't blame him either, because he was 17 when he got to University of Florida, and then was he 20 now?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he was. He was like
and
20.
he gets to Florida and he's without his family, right? He
Mhm.
doesn't have anybody down there, and he's in this huge. I mean, University of Florida is one of the top college football schools in the nation. So,
which is interesting because people thought that he actually did better being away from home.
oh really?
Because home was just so turbulent. And then he was also away from Tanya's house, where all the unsavory characters were hanging out.
Yep.
And people from his Florida days would say anytime he went home on break or holidays, he would just come back a mess.
Oh no. So maybe it wasn't a bad idea to be in Florida. Maybe it was...
but then there's still some iffy things that happen. So anyway, who's
Did
to
his
say?
girlfriend go with him, or are we going to get to that part?
I believe she did.
Okay.
Believe she did, but don't hold me to that. Okay, so then in 2011, it's his breakout year. He helps lead the Patriots to, was it Super Bowl? I don't know, what's the number on that? Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. 46. They lost to the New York Giants.
Oh yeah, that was the game. Yeah, okay, I remember that game. Yeah.
Do you have something to say about it?
That was where Eli Manning was the quarterback for the Giants, right? And they made one of the players made that helmet catch.
Yes.
Remember that?
Yes.
Yeah, that was the game.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I'm a sports person.
You are. Wait, you don't even know who Reggie Nelson is,
I've
or the
never heard of
Pouncey
Reggie
twins.
Yeah, I don't know who they are.
I don't. Can't call yourself a sports fan, so you know.
That's why I said
Okay. All right. So this season cemented the Patriots' dual tight end system with Rob Gronkowski.
I've heard of him.
Yes, and guided by quarterback Tom Brady.
I've also heard of him.
Good. It was considered one of the most difficult offenses in the league to defend at the time.
Yeah, that's probably true.
During this time, Aaron continues to hang out with his friends from Bristol, Connecticut, who are a poor influence on him.
Mm-hmm.
One such friend is Alexander Bradley, a local drug dealer. So
It's never a good thing.
Just keep that name in mind.
Okay.
So in 2012, he signs a 5-year contract extension worth about $40 million.
So.
He purchases a home for $1.2 million in North Attleboro, Massachusetts.
Yep. That I do remember for some reason. I don't know why.
It's a nice house.
Yeah, it was probably in the news or something. I don't know.
And his daughter, Avia, was born on Aaron's 23rd birthday.
Oh, okay. November 6th?
Yes, November 6th. Good memory.
Thanks.
In January of this year, he suffered his first documented NFL concussion. I think he only kept him out for a game. Okay, so now things are going to start getting wild if you didn't think so already. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Don't get way ahead of me.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
All right. That's what I get for putting it all up there. Your head's going to be spinning by the end of this. Okay, so February 13th, 2013, Aaron shot his good friend Alexander Bradley, the local drug dealer, in the face after a dispute at a strip club in Riviera Beach, Florida. So he left Alexander Bradley for dead at a nearby industrial park.
Yeah. He left, like he drove.
He was in the passenger seat.
Okay.
Alexander had fallen asleep after the strip club, woke up to a gun in his face.
Oh my gosh.
Got shot. Aaron pushed him out the door.
Oh my gosh.
And just drove away.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that's nuts.
So Alexander refuses to snitch on Aaron to the police, instead claiming he didn't know who shot him. And over the next few months, Alexander and Aaron texted each other threatening messages. They were really good friends, so it'd be a lot like, I miss you.
Yeah.
Why can't we figure this out? And then it would turn into a lot of threats. And then, I miss you. Why can't we figure this out? And then some threats. So
dysfunctional.
It was. Also in June of 2013 then, so this went from February to June, I like to say, Bradley sues Aaron in a civil lawsuit for an amount over $100,000. I don't know the exact amount, but it was over $100,000. So Aaron becomes increasingly paranoid now. He thinks that Alexander is out there to kill him. The text messages don't help. He knows that they both have guns and weapons, and
Aaron's already shot him once.
Yeah, I know.
So,
Aaron's already shot him once.
Yeah.
Alexander's a drug dealer.
Yeah.
They both know how it works.
Yeah.
So Aaron went out and purchased a Chevy Suburban that he had outfitted into an armored car. He purchased a high-tech security system for his home, and he hires one of his friends from Bristol, Connecticut as his bodyguard. So he's really starting to amp up the security. He's getting really nervous, paranoid. And maybe you can't really blame him on the paranoia. So in February 2013, Aaron meets with Coach Bill Belichick in Indianapolis during the scouting combine to ask to be traded to a West Coast team. He wants to get as far away from Alexander Bradley as possible.
Yeah.
He's really fearing for his own safety, his family's safety. Bill Belichick refuses and instead offers him security. Hey, the team will provide security for you. We can help you find a new place to live. He also sends Aaron with his fiance and daughter to California for shoulder surgery. So Bill Belichick is thinking that's going to help a little bit, get him far away, at least for a little bit. Maybe things will blow over. And that's in the spring of 2013. So they're hoping that this is going to help. So spring of 2013 then. Now he's had surgery in California. He still cannot stay out of trouble. The police were called to Aaron's rented home in California in spring of 2013 due to family disturbances involving violent arguments and destructive behavior toward his fiancée.
Yikes.
Cheyenne. There was incidents on March 25th where he punched a window, injuring himself, and August 2nd where he was yelling and throwing things. So they make it through that. Then they return to Massachusetts. And here on May 1st, 2013, he rents a secret apartment. It's a 2-bedroom apartment. Cheyenne doesn't know about it. He keeps an arsenal of guns there. And he hangs out there a lot, doing his drugs.
Being paranoid.
The only people that knew about this apartment were his close friends. All right, now we jump to June 2013. So Aaron becomes good friends with Cheyenne's sister's boyfriend. So, yeah, the sister of his wife.
Yeah.
Her boyfriend is Odin Lloyd. And Odin was a linebacker for the Boston Bandits, a semi-pro football team. Do you know them?
I do know.
Okay.
Just from the name, I'm like, it's probably a
local
football.
yeah. So he had played for the team since 2007. And so they bonded over that. June 14th, then, Odin and Aaron went together to Rumor Nightclub. I swear, these nightclubs are never a good idea. Just stay out of the nightclubs.
Just don't.
There's always something bad that happens after the nightclub.
At these places. Guaranteed.
Yes.
Just stay away.
So witness claims Aaron appeared to be upset when Odin, he was upset with Odin. They don't know exactly what happened, but it just looked like he was mad at him in the club that night and he stormed out. So that was June 14th. Fast forward to June 16th.
Okay.
Around 9:30 that night, Aaron texted his friend, one of his friends from Bristol, Ernest Wallace, asking him to drive up to North Attleboro, Massachusetts, along with the other buddy, Carlos Ortiz. So these are two of his buddies that knew about the apartment. It's
like you would call if you were in a jam. And
yes. Yeah. And part of the unsavory character group. So both of these guys drive up to meet with Aaron. So again, that was at 9:30 that night. Then we roll into June 17th, and this is 2:33 in the morning.
So this happens June. What day was it? June
16th. June 16th, okay, when he asked his buddies to come up.
Gotcha.
And now it's after midnight, so it's June 17th.
Okay.
2:33 in the morning. Nothing ever good happens after midnight.
Yeah.
Surveillance footage shows Odin leaving his home in the south end of Boston and getting into a silver Nissan Altima with this group, Aaron,
and the two friends.
Yeah, two friends, Carlos and Ernest. So around 3:07 to 3:23 a.m., Odin sent his last text messages to his sister. They read, "You saw who I'm with. Hello." And then he says, "NFL, just so you know." And then around 3:25 a.m., surveillance camera footage shows a car driving toward a secluded gravel pit in an industrial area about 1 mile away from Aaron's home. And then approximately 4 minutes later, a car is shown driving back. Police say that Odin was fatally shot during the period in between. So around 5:30 a.m., a jogger is taking a shortcut home. He discovered a body in a gravel pit. And then later in the evening, the news broke that a man had been murdered about 1 mile from Aaron's home.
Mm-hmm.
So when the police looked into Odin's pants pockets, there were the keys to a rental car belonging to Aaron.
Aaron Hernandez?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Supposedly he had rented a car for Odin.
Okay.
So we have that tie there.
Okay.
And then bubblegum purchased by Aaron. And there was, I think, camera footage of him in a gas station buying bubblegum.
Come on.
They was stuck to a shell casing in the car Aaron was driving. And
the bubblegum was stuck to the shell casing.
Yes. And the casing was similar to the one that shot Odin. Shoe tracks at the crime scene also made similar impression as the ones Aaron wore that night. June 18th, then, police searched Aaron's home for several hours. The police obtained a search warrant after evidence surfaced that Aaron had intentionally destroyed his home security system.
So there would be no record of getting home.
And this was a security system that was both outside the home and inside the home.
Oh, so it might have had his car driving past it too.
Yeah, but also had, people have some security cameras
like
on inside.
Yeah.
So a cell phone belonging to Aaron was just turned over to police in pieces, and Aaron allegedly hired a team of house cleaners that same day that Odin's body was discovered. So there was a lot of suspicion that was developing. More evidence was found in his secret apartment. Aaron was identified as playing a role in the murder, so they were still trying to figure out exactly what happened. All right. Let's see. So June 26th, then, Aaron was arrested at his home after after an arrest warrant was issued for him the previous day. He was released by the New England Patriots after his arrest. He was charged with first-degree murder, and the two other men, Carlos Ortiz and Ernest Wallace, were also arrested in connection to Odin's death. This is the famous picture. This is the picture I remember of him coming in out of his house.
Yep.
The t-shirt's just kind of just draped over him.
Yeah.
That a lot. So this might make your ears perk up.
Okay. I'm intrigued.
So there was a silver Toyota 4Runner later implicated in the 2012 double shooting that was found in the garage of Aaron's cousin. So there was a car that belonged to Aaron Hernandez that was in his cousin's garage that was from a 2012 double shooting homicide that the police just discovered.
So they're like, wait a minute, this is the car we're looking for? Or...
From a while ago. Because they went over to his cousin's house for this crime, and then they stumble upon evidence from another crime. So we'll get back to that in a second. And so you'll see that here, that the car is parked in the garage.
Yeah. So he was not a suspect in that initially, or they
didn't know.
Okay.
They didn't know. They had witness statements saying that it was actually, the witness was pretty good. They said it looked like a 4Runner with Rhode Island plates, I believe.
Okay.
And that's exactly what the car was in the garage. So then, August 22nd, 2013, Aaron was indicted on the charge of first-degree murder for Odin Lloyd. May 15th, 2014 now, he's also indicted on the murder charges for that double homicide.
What was the double homicide?
I'm going to get to that, too.
Okay, all right.
So he's indicted for the double homicide killings back in 2012.
Great.
So there's a lot going on.
So they played in the Super Bowl in 2011. He's a suspect in a murder in 2012.
Was that when the Super Bowl was? I already forgot.
Yeah, it was 2011.
I'm going to quiz everyone later. What year was it? Which crime was it?
It's just crazy that you could be playing sports.
Well, I mean, this slide had all the good stuff happening, going for him. Yeah. And then things just started taking a turn. Yeah, you're right. 2011, he shoots Bradley in 2013. There was the double homicide in 2012. We have the sucker punch. Yeah. We have the other questionable shooting that no one was caught for.
Sorry, my phone keeps.
So let's see here. So Aaron goes on trial for Odin Lloyd's murder on January 29th, 2015. So they present that same evidence that I talked about earlier. was the footprints.
Yeah.
It was the shell casings, DNA evidence from that bubble gum, surveillance footage that was presented at trial. This actually is an image or a still from him inside his own house. If I was to enlarge this, you'd see he's holding a gun inside his house. Cheyenne, she was charged as an accessory to murder.
For her brother's killing.
Not her brother.
Oh, it was her sister. It was
her sister's boyfriend.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. So the day after Odin's death, Aaron told Cheyenne to dispose of a box in the basement closet. She followed his orders. She concealed the box and drove to an undisclosed location to dispose of it in a dumpster. During the trial, she claimed that she didn't know what was inside the box. She just assumed it was marijuana. Investigators believe she threw out the murder weapon. So the murder weapon was never found. And so her charge was dropped for her testimony. So on April 15th, 2015, Aaron was convicted of first-degree murder for the death of Odin Lloyd. And he was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. So now let's jump back to that double murder from 2012 I was talking about.
I think we should do that.
Okay. In February of 2017, now Aaron goes on trial for the deaths of Daniel de Abreu, if I'm pronouncing that, and Safiro Furtado. This time, Aaron hired attorney Jose Baez. Does that name sound familiar at all? I believe he was the defense attorney for Casey Anthony.
Oh, really?
And if you remember, he got her off.
Fira, yeah.
So on July 16th, 2012, again, another nightclub.
I think the moral of this story is stay away from nightclubs.
And do not go to them after midnight.
Yeah, just stay home.
Maybe the nightclubs are safe before midnight.
And skeptical.
We should try it sometime.
I don't think so.
Yeah. See what goes on at these nightclubs.
I don't think so.
Okay, so these two gentlemen were at the Cure Lounge nightclub in Boston's Theater District.
Okay.
This is July 16th, 2012. Investigators believe there was a chance encounter between Aaron and the two men, possibly one of them spilling a drink on him, and he wasn't too happy about that. Alexander Bradley, remember him?
I do.
What do you remember about him?
Alexander Bradley was his friend that Aaron shot.
Yes.
Yes, it was the first shooting. No,
Yeah.
It was
one of the shootings.
Yeah, it was one of the shootings.
Yeah. He was also his drug dealer friend. So they hung out a lot. Yes. And this was Alexander Bradley. He shot, but he has not shot. He did not shoot him yet.
Okay.
We're going back to 2012 where everything's good.
So Bradley was shot in 2013.
Correct.
Okay.
Look at you go.
Okay.
All right. You'll understand why maybe Alexander Bradley was shot in a minute, but.
Oh, because maybe he was involved with the shooting too. Okay. Yeah, sorry.
No, it's okay.
I don't want to take away.
That's all right. That's all right. Okay, so now police say that De Abreu and Furtado, along with 3 passengers, were stopped at a red light in Boston's South End when De Abreu, the driver, and Furtado were shot to death by someone in a silver SUV with Rhode Island plates. This vehicle matched the one that was hidden inside his cousin Tanya's garage. So now we're going to go off on a slight tangent, but it's related. So prosecutors in this court case, they wanted to introduce evidence regarding Aaron's sexuality.
Oh, okay.
And an alleged secret relationship with a man, aiming to establish a motive for the murders.
I thought they were going to say, oh, this is similar to a murder that happened or a shooting that happened in Florida when people were stopped. Wasn't that?
Yeah, no, that's exactly what happened.
Okay.
Yeah, except the shooters were on foot and they were on the sidewalk.
Okay, yeah.
This one, the car pulled right up next to him and just
Yeah.
started shooting at him. The prosecution team proposed that Aaron was conflicted about being gay and engaged in violence, including the alleged killings, to prevent his sexuality from being exposed. And then according to the defense, they thought it was a move by the prosecution to get Cheyenne to turn against him. So eventually the prosecution dropped this motive. They couldn't introduce that to the court. They did, however, call Alexander Bradley as a witness.
Oh, interesting.
So by this time, though, he has been shot in the face.
Okay.
Because the court case happens much later.
He was shot in the beginning of 2013.
Yes.
Okay.
So you have 2012 where the crime happens, 2013, Alexander's shot, and now this case is happening in 2017.
Okay.
So he's got the false eye.
Grief.
That's, I think I showed you a picture of him before. So they call him as a witness. During the trial, the defense focused heavily on discrediting Alexander by referring to his criminal background, inconsistent statements, and his motives to lie. So it's, hey, you were in the car with Aaron Hernandez. You have every reason to lie. So there was no definitive evidence found linking Aaron to the crime. They couldn't prove it was Aaron who pulled the trigger. It could have been Alexander Bradley. It was believed by investigators, however, that it was this crime, this 2012 double homicide, that Aaron grew increasingly paranoid about, causing him to shoot Alexander Bradley and later Odin Lloyd, because he was afraid he shared too much with Odin Lloyd and thought he had to get rid of him.
Yeah, okay. That makes,
He is smoking a lot of weed.
Yeah.
There's other things going on, but
in his mind, that probably
everything
makes a lot
came
of
back
sense.
to this specific crime. At least that's what they thought.
Okay.
So April 14th, 2017, I guess I had my time. Sorry. I think I might. Oh, am I off by? Let's see. There we go.
Here we go.
He's found not guilty of the double homicide. Aaron then focused on working with Jose Baez on an appeal for the Odin Lloyd murder conviction.
Oh.
Okay, so now we get to April 2017. April 17th, there's a reporter who appears on a local sports radio show, during which she and two hosts used innuendo to imply that Aaron was gay. So there's a lot of talk going on. No one knows if he heard that or not, or if the other prisoners were,
listening
and joking around about it and throwing it in his face. I don't know. April 19th, 2017 at 3:05 a.m., 5 days after Aaron was acquitted of that 2012 double homicide, corrections officer found him hanging with bed sheets from the window in his cell. He was transported to the local area hospital where he was pronounced dead at 4:07 a.m. Now, a couple things. He had been smoking a synthetic drug called K2.
In prison?
Yes. It's a drug associated with psychosis. And he was doing that within 30 hours of his death. So they're saying that can cause a lot of hallucinations. You're just not yourself. A fellow inmate told investigators that he had spent much of the previous 2 days smoking. I guess that happens in prison. I wouldn't know, but wow, where do you get your hands on this stuff?
Right?
And how come you have 2 days worth of just
and nobody's
getting high?
Like a corrections officer?
Yeah, I don't know. Originally, they said there was no suicide note that was found, but then they found 3 handwritten notes. The notes were next to a Bible open to John 3:16. Tim Tebow used to have John 3:16 on his, what do you call these?
Yeah, like he wears
tape.
Yeah. Eye tape or something.
Eye tape?
Yeah.
That doesn't sound right.
Yeah.
For
different
the good old-fashioned eye tape.
Yeah. Baseball players wear it too.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's called.
Yeah, I don't either.
I
know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So John 3:16 was also written on his forehead in red ink when they found him. Shampoo was found covering all the floor. It was extremely slippery when the guards came in to try to save him. Cardboard was wedged under the cell door to make it difficult for someone to enter. And there were drawings in blood on the walls showing an unfinished pyramid and the all-seeing eye of God with the word Illuminati written in capital letters underneath. The drawings were references to the nation of gods and earths, a black supremacist movement. One short letter was addressed to Jose Baez, his defense attorney, thanking him for securing the acquittal in the double homicide and anticipating an appeal in the Odin Lloyd case.
Is that his handwriting?
Yes.
He has very nice handwriting.
Yeah, he does actually. You're right.
It's very... Yeah. Just commenting.
No, I know, but you're right. I'm surprised I didn't think of that too. He asked Baez to pass along his thanks to specific musicians whose songs Aaron found inspiring. There were also 2 other notes addressed to Aaron's fiancée, Cheyenne, and his daughter. He told her, "You're rich," which prosecutors in the Lloyd case believed was a reference to, I'm not going to say this, maybe I will, abatement ab initio the legal doctrine that vacates convictions if a
Oh.
defendant dies before his appeals are exhausted.
Yes.
So technically, he'd be considered innocent because he was still under appeal for the Odin Lloyd case,
Interesting.
and he died.
Yep.
It was just strange because prison officials did not observe any signs that he was suicidal, like he was actually in a good mood. He was looking forward to the appeal. He was not put on around-the-clock watch. So upon completion of the autopsy, I guess no surprise, but the death was officially ruled a suicide by hanging. So now, at the request of the medical examiner, or at the request of the family, Aaron's brain was released to Boston University to be studied for signs of chronic traumatic encephalopathy. CTE. They call it CTE.
Yeah. CTE. Yeah. Yeah.
Encephalopathy. What she said. That was one of those things I'm like, all right, before this happens tonight, I really gotta listen to all these words. Do you think I did that? No. And now I came across that word. I'm like, I didn't do my homework. So it's a progressive degenerative disease that's found in people who've had a severe blow or repeated blows to the head, especially football players.
Yeah.
No surprise.
And hockey players probably get it too. And
yeah, but I think football players are probably one of the most.
Yeah, because you're like,
Mhm.
from like IEDs. I think people were getting that too.
They said he only had 2 recorded concussions during his whole football career.
I don't believe that.
But there was probably a ton that were undocumented. These guys talk about playing hurt all the time. If they come out of a game, there's going to be someone that's going to take your spot. And you don't want to risk that. And you just load up on the drugs and you make it happen.
You play through it. You
want to impress the coaches that you can play through the pain.
Yep. You're a tough guy. You can do it.
They were saying that his case was one of the most severe ever recorded. And remember, when he died, he was 27 years old. And they were saying he had stage 3 CTE. And that if he had lived another 10 years, he would have at that point lost function of all his facilities. So I can't even imagine being 37 years old and having dementia already.
Yeah, right.
So that's his brain. So this is a typical or normal 27-year-old. And then this was Aaron Hernandez's brain. It was already starting to hollow out. CTE is linked to impulsiveness, aggression, depression, dementia, paranoia for sure, mood swings. There's just so much that's tied.
Making, I'm sure.
Yes. And yes, he had increasing paranoia from probably that 2012 murder. And yes, he was smoking a lot of weed. He might have been to deal with some of the pain he was experiencing as a football player too, but it seems like he was always smoking weed.
Yeah. And he's taking a lot of hits. And
and it's
even if it's not diagnosed as a concussion, you're still injuring your brain when you're hitting the turf really hard or tackling somebody or somebody's hitting you with their helmet. And it's
you got that. There was a whole lot in Aaron's life that you wonder if he had not been sexually abused, physically abused, or if his father had lived. Would he have stayed on the right path? Don't know.
If he had stayed at the University of Connecticut instead,
or what if he graduated high school like a normal kid,
and then gone to UConn or something?
Yeah, right. And was with his brother because his brother was at UConn. You begin to wonder. It just really makes you take a close look at someone's life and realize all the different decisions that were made and what possibly led to his downfall. Just there's a lot there. So yes, initially his murder conviction was vacated under an old Massachusetts legal rule, which is that one I intelligently pronounced.
It's probably an old Latin term.
Yeah, it is, yeah. But it was reinstated then. His conviction
really?
was reinstated after changing that rule. A couple interesting things, as I said, even when you think you're done researching, and then you start looking up other things, and you're like, oh, then it takes you down another road. I kind of was interested in the civil lawsuits and what happened. Odin Lloyd's family, they pursued a civil lawsuit against the estate. They received some compensation. There was a lawsuit with the double homicide, the Daniel de Abreu and Piero Furtado. They received some money from the Aaron Hernandez estate as well. Alexander Bradley, he received some money. And then Aaron Hernandez's family filed a civil lawsuit against the NFL, but that was dismissed. I stole a receipt from the office that I did not know was in here. Someone's going to be looking for that.
Yeah.
And
Interesting.
and I there is another documentary that I wanted to watch. I have not gotten around to it. I can't tell you much about it. I know it's on Hulu. That's what this random picture is down here. So Aaron is the one that's number 54.
Okay.
The two guys on either side of him also murdered someone.
Oh my gosh.
And I believe they also both killed themselves.
Oh my gosh.
So it's crazy. They're looking into what that tie is, if anything. Or maybe it's just coincidental, but it's very strange that you have three guys from the same high school, the same football team, who all committed some kind of heinous crime and then ended up killing themselves. So again, I have not finished watching that yet, but I am interested.
Yeah, now I'm interested in that too. That's kind of creepy.
Yeah. And then I was looking up, I like to also look up to see where people are now. So Aaron's girlfriend has another daughter. So Aviel has a half sister.
Okay.
She's like 13 years old now at this point.
Okay.
They received some money, I think, and it's all for the daughter. Like $800,000 that she has in a trust fund.
Yeah.
She gets about $150,000 a year from Aaron's pension with the NFL.
Okay.
DJ Hernandez, his older brother.
Oh, yeah.
He so disappointed.
Oh no.
Well, I looked him up and he made some threats for a school shooting
Oh, come
at
on.
UConn
Oh, no.
just in 2025.
Oh, jeez.
So I was not happy to read that.
That's disappointing.
His mother is still with Tanya's ex-husband.
They're cousins. Oh,
Yeah.
so they're divorced
They're
now.
still together.
Oh, they're still together. Okay.
Yes. Tanya has passed away from breast cancer in 2015. Who else? I don't know. I can't.
I think Urban Meyer.
I think Alexander Bradley's back in jail. I don't know if you're safe anywhere. Just look out for the football players.
Yeah. It makes me very happy that my kids never played football. Honestly, I have to say that.
Yeah.
I would have been thankfully neither one of them wanted to, so, which I'm glad.
Yeah.
I just think the head injuries is just too scary.
Yeah. Especially starting that young. And they said that Aaron would just run through tackles with his head down, just like plowing through people. He probably never taught the kids how to do it right.
So like I said, like even if you're not diagnosed with a concussion, you're still injuring your brain by doing those kinds of things. So even if it's not, for sure.
He has these micro hits.
Yeah,
Or like,
those add up over time, I'm sure.
So,
this was really
well,
great.
let me
This
show
was
you.
very interesting.
Let me show you my
Yeah,
sources.
now we're all gonna go.
So I'm not a huge James Patterson fan.
Really?
We kind of joke around about him in the library. So if you love James Patterson, please don't be offended. It's just he writes a book every day.
Yeah.
I don't know how he does it. But the whole shelf, like most of the
We have
adult
like
fiction,
4 shelves of James Patterson.
the adult fiction is just the James Patterson collection.
That's right.
And it's always James Patterson by,
Well,
also co-written by.
He's writing a lot of books with other people too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, Bill Clinton.
Bill Clinton. Yeah. Mike Lupica. Like he just,
So I will say it was a good, quick read on the airplane when I went to Minneapolis.
Yeah.
So it was, honestly, that book was perfect. I don't think I could have gone any deeper. So I do recommend it if you want like a quick read, but it does cover everything. This second one is a podcast. I think it was like an 8-part podcast created by the Boston Globe.
I bet that was really interesting.
It was.
I'm sure they covered him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for a long time.
Yes, for sure. And so then the Aaron Hernandez American Sports Story that's on Hulu, that was actually based on the Gladiator podcast. So this is a dramatized version. Yes, he would get, as he got older, he got more and more tattoos. He even got a tattoo in prison. I'm like, how did they do that? It was like on his neck.
Oh gosh.
I'm like, how did they do that?
Don't ask any questions.
Probably some K2 help.
Yeah, maybe that. Yeah, for sure.
And then this one, Killer Inside the Mind of Aaron Hernandez, that's the Netflix documentary that was from a few years ago. But it's just one of those stories where it's like, where do we go from here? And we're going here now.
Yeah.
And wow, this happened. And again, somebody that was so promising, like what happened? And maybe he was always going to be like this without any of this added stuff.
Yeah. You wonder, like you said, if his dad had lived, if he would have been like a more, I don't know, like a better influence on
Yeah.
him and keeping him out of trouble.
Yeah.
But then it sounds like the father could be difficult with the kids too.
Right.
There was abuse in the family.
And his father was just anti-gay. He would call his kids names.
Okay.
So you had kind of that in there. So I don't know how his sexuality, like a lot of people came forward and said he was bisexual, how that affected things. Like he was almost like he was always trying to prove himself. He wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
But he also would say things like driving around with his buddies, like that was like almost like his playground. He could be whatever he wanted. He could do whatever he wanted.
Yeah.
That's the other thing too, is like he never got disciplined. After all this stuff, there was never anyone saying like, you're off the team, you're out of school, you're getting kicked out of school.
Yeah, right.
He was just always forgiven. There was always someone there to cover his tracks. And so he never learned lessons at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tragic.
Yeah, it's actually really sad. So
thank you.
You're welcome.
Very well done.
Anyone have any questions?
Very interesting.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to remember what happened. I think I just ended up watching the American Ford story. I just started with that. I think I was homesick one day. I'm like, oh, I guess I'll watch this. I heard it was good. And it was good. Of course, I'm sure they take liberties with certain things, so you have to be careful and not believe everything that you're watching.
Which one did you? Oh, this
The
one?
third one.
Yeah.
That's how I started. And I went down this whole rabbit hole of, all right, what's truth? What's not? I watched The Killer Inside years ago, and I'm like, wow, this is crazy. And then I kind of forgot about some of the stuff. And then I listened or read about it again. I'm like, oh, this is crazy. I forgot about how crazy this is. So
I'm sure
you have many opportunities to read or listen or watch Aaron Hernandez.
Yeah, I'd like to listen to that Boston Globe podcast. That would be interesting. I'm sure he played in Buffalo when the Patriots came to play the Bills.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So
that might have been when Doug Flutie was the quarterback.
Good old Doug Flutie. Flutie Flakes. Shout out to Flutie Flakes. That's the sponsor for tonight's podcast.
Flutie Flakes actually showed up in an episode of Everybody Loves Raymond. Did you know that?
No.
Okay. That's your fun fact for tonight.
And how it was just there?
Yeah, they were just.
They talk about it, or was it just?
No,
sitting
it's
there?
just on the refrigerator. If you remember the Baron's Kitchen, did you ever watch that show? Okay, well there was like the table, and then the refrigerator was off here, and they had a box of Flutie Flakes up there on the top. So.
Well, the office always had Wegmans products.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
In the break room.
Yeah. Is there Wegmans in the
I think so.
I think there is too.
Yeah. So it's very authentic.
Yes. Yes, of course. Yeah.
But does anyone have any questions?
About Flutie Flakes or?
Well, not about Flutie Flakes.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Hand raised.
Sorry. Okay.
It's almost like everything was just pitted against him. Plus, when you see a picture of him like this, he's a big guy.
Yeah.
He's got tattoos all over the place. He's got the buzz cut.
He looks intimidating.
He does.
Yeah.
So that probably doesn't help him either.
Yeah.
But people said like, what a nice guy he was. It was almost like he was a chameleon. Like when it was after dark and he was with his buddies.
Clubs.
Yeah.
Whatever.
The nightclubs.
Yeah.
He's with his buddies. He's high. He was just a completely different person than like.
It's like a split personality.
Yeah, it really seemed like it. 'Cause people said he was just one big teddy bear otherwise. Like even prisoners in jail with him said he was just this nice guy.
Yeah.
Never thought he was better than anyone else.
Yeah, the adults around him did not do him any favors. Yeah. Yeah.
It's almost like they wanted to be rid of him.
Yeah. I wonder if I'm sure Urban Meyer felt that way.
But they interviewed the high school principal who let him go. He's like, man, if I can just go back in time, I would have made him graduate high school.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. What a mistake that was.
Yeah.
Giving in to the football coach from Florida and saying, yeah, take him early. Yeah. And the Patriots not letting him go. Didn't he want to leave the Patriots?
Oh, he wanted to be traded.
To a West Coast team.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, to them, he was probably like, look, he's one of our best players. We're not going to let him go.
No.
Even if that's better for him, we'd rather keep him. So then you wonder, okay, maybe he ends up with San Francisco or something, or Seattle. He ends up on the West Coast.
I was going to say at that point, when he talked to Bill Belichick, he already committed that 2012 double homicide.
True. And he had gotten in trouble on the West Coast, too, from surgery. So, yeah.
It's actually really interesting to watch the dramatized version because they have to find the actors that look like Bill.
Gosh.
You should see Bill Belichick.
Oh, no.
I like the guy.
Like
on
Bill
the
Belichick
show.
or the actor? Who
No,
plays
the
Bill?
actor.
Okay.
Because I think he plays him pretty well. I can
Yeah.
imagine that's how Bill Belichick
See on the
is.
sidelines in a dumpy kind of sweatshirt. And that was not even here. It was like a hoodie with everything cut off.
Yeah, he's like a guy who just doesn't
Yeah.
seem to care about anything. He's just sitting there. Not yet. Are they still together?
I think so. Yes, probably.
Deb, you don't know these things?
This was great, Jenny. Really good.
All right, well,
It's
thank
so
you.
current too. It seems like it'll work.
But anyway, thank you all for coming.